Shalom. Shalom. Please, if you're in the space and you can see and hear me, just let me know. Thank you and greetings. Thank you for joining me. We have a whole lot going on in the background, but I really love this instrumental, so I wanted to share it. So we'll listen to it for a couple of minutes, maybe another minute or so. If you can't hear me, let me know. It might be. I didn't select it though, but it is wonderful. Yes, it is. Bridgerton. Okay. Yes. Okay, I forgot. All right. So welcome. I'm so excited. If you can see me and everything's moving smoothly and the visuals are on point, please let me know. If not, I'm going to switch things up a little bit just so that everything is clear, sound and visual as well, before we get started. Yes. So, okay, let's get started. You can see me, so that's a good thing. You can jump right in. I have to remember that there's this delay, so I have to always count a little bit. If you can't see me again, let me know because I feel like I'm visible, but sometimes my screen's slowing down. So, just keep me on track in the chat. That would be helpful, quite helpful. All right. So greetings, Ahot Deidra and Ahot Kashia. Greetings to our sovereign eats fans, followers, those who are, always just checking in, dropping by. It is a sovereign Sunday. And as you know, our sovereign Sundays are shifting or have shifted a little bit. So we are going to be presenting helpful meals and helpful food ideas and food options, but I know people love sweets. We all love sweets. Something sweet every single time kind of hits the spot. So I thought to share a cheesecake. I thought I would do probably some sort of ice cream because I love sorbet. Okay, you all, I love sorbet. Give me ice cream. Give me frozen fruit, blend it up. I love it. Any day, all day, perfect. But I thought that you all would appreciate seeing the process of how to put together a cheesecake. Now, we're not going to be blending or anything like that today. I've done a lot of that work already just to make it easier on your ears and also easier on you and me as well. But I'll start off with a few items. So you're probably seeing a lot of different items, and if there are any, I think again there's a slowing down of things. So if I'm moving anything and it's moving very slowly, please let me know, so that way I can shift and change things up a little bit. But the first thing I want to start with would be the base, right? But before I do, okay, I'll talk a little bit about all of the ingredients. So we always start with a base, and your base can be made out of anything you like, actually, right? You can actually create your base from granola you made, or maybe you want to utilize some granola that is store bought. We're not about store bought, but again, if these are items that you consume, and I know typically granola is considered a breakfast item. So if that's something that you want to indulge in, you may. But again, you can create it from scratch. Here I have homemade oatmeal mango granola. I use a lot of mango pulp and then dried mangoes chopped up with some pistachios and some oatmeal. And I use the dehydrator to dry that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about using the dehydrator for these nifty, quick meals and snacks and so on. I have coconut. So with the coconut, I'll be using it right now mainly as a topping. But the good thing about coconut is you can utilize it inside of the base. So you can use a food processor, and along with the food processor, you'll want to combine the the shredded coconut. Specifically, I'm using shredded coconut because it's easier to grind down. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a powerful blender. Make sure it's dry. If there's any moisture, you will begin to get a cream that you may not want. So make sure that when you use the blender, it's completely dry and you're adding dried coconut shreds to your blender. Put it up on high, and you'll end up with chopped or maybe even fine pieces of coconut. That will help you. You can put it aside, and then what you'll do is you can grab some pecans, or pecans are really great for the base. So again, if you want to move away from possibly high gluten items or options, you would probably use pecans. So I know this probably you're probably saying, I don't know about that. So this is a mixture of pecans that I ground inside of my mortar and pestle. I utilize this a lot for grinding any kind of dried herb or dried leaves, or in this case dried nuts. I used it for some of the oatmeal that we're going to use a little bit later. But you can mix this to get it soft. As it is now, it's kind of soft. I'm touching it with my hands, right? So you can see the texture. It's soft because I mixed in a little bit of coconut flour and some maple. And so this is very easy to press into my mold. You can probably see the mold flipping in the background and also upsetting the camera. But um, yes, in this case, you can utilize pecans. They're best and they're sweet. They have a really delicious taste, and they taste like dough, right? When you blend them down or even crush them again with a mortar and pestle, that's easy, right? Mortar and pestle is much easier than having to take out a whole food processor. But if you're making a large batch, because maybe you're making for family or you're sharing with friends, then you want to make sure to use a larger capacity machine, such as the food processor. So everything else that you see here, these are all toppings. So I have strawberries that I sliced up, and I made strawberry flowers. I have chocolate, which is low sugar, but dry. It has dried chips of raspberry in here. I have goji berries. I really enjoy goji berry inside of cheesecake because when you put the cheesecake to freeze, right, to firm up, the goji berries actually freeze. Goji berries are crunchy when they're cold. I don't know if anyone else knows that. So when I discovered that, I was like, okay, there goes my crunch for any type of cheesecake or any other type of dessert where I want a crunch. Maybe I'm making a smoothie bowl in the dawning and I want to include something that is crunchy but not very sweet. All right. So goji berries. I sliced some kiwi. And there's something else I wanted to show you. Okay. So that's it. That's it for the toppings. Kiwi, strawberry. I have some chocolate. I shared with you the ground pecans and the coconuts. So this is what the crushed up oatmeal looks like, or granola rather. So once you do that, you can add a little bit maybe of water if you like, or maybe you want to add a little bit of maple syrup just to help the oats to stick together. when it sticks together, it helps to stick at the bottom of your mold, right? So this is one of the molds that I utilize a lot, because it's easy. You don't have to cut it. You don't have to think about heating the knife and in order to cut a whole 9-inch or 8-inch pie. So it's always easy to use those. There are a couple other molds as well. I have this mold, and this mold has pre-filled cheesecake batter in here, just so you can see exactly how easy it is to take an ice mold and make mini cheese bites. I told y'all I love little mini foods, hors d'oeuvres, all little tiny foods, little appetizers, snacks, tiny desserts. I love them because they're fancy. They're just fancy. They're cute. Um, they're cute, and plus I guess you could pretend that you're not eating a lot. If you ate several, you could kind of say, okay, well, not really. I'm not eating a lot, but when they're smaller, pay attention. Pay attention to them. Um, so I wanted to also show you where is it? Cashews. So what I do with my cashews, which will be the base, not for the crust, right? Because all of the other items I showed you, the pecans, the coconut, that's all for the crust. The base of the cheesecake itself will include cashews. Can you use Brazil nuts? Can you use maca? Can you use pine? You can use those. They're much more expensive, so it will run you probably $100 if you want to make a good size pie to share with family or friends. If you want to make something that is just one slice for yourself, you probably will have to pay about $8 to $9 for half a pound of macadamia nuts. Sorry, those are really good, but I'm just sharing. There's a wide variety of different types of nuts that you can utilize, right? Wide variety, but the price is the price point is what makes the difference um, in selection. So you need your cashews. You're going to need something acid. So you can use lemons. I like using lemon because I can squeeze the lemon out, lemon juice. I prefer to use fresh lemon. Now, if you use lime instead of lemon, what you'll actually get is a bright white batter, especially if you're not using too much vanilla. If you're using vanilla and it's really dark, it may taint the cashews because it doesn't take a lot to start to taint the cashews. And you'll see that. Um, Sorry, I had to step into the camera a little bit more. You'll see that once you create your own cheesecake batter, you'll see how easy it is to begin to color it. And I'll share one or two ways that you can color the batter naturally. You're probably seeing this bright pink here and wondering how did I get that. So I'll share with that share that with you later. So again, lime instead of lemon will definitely make your batter white. And if you're using it to, let's say, do icing, it's always nicer to have a bright white. Sister Kashia says, I'm learning so much. Sister Deidre says, this is good to know lime makes batter white. Yes, it does. I do not know the chemical reaction that's actually happening. And now that you said that, I'm going to find out because I think that that's interesting. The lemon has a very different effect on the batter. So, all right, we'll move on. So I've already blended on um, I've already blended on my cashews. I've utilized lemon juice, and I'm not giving measurements because we have to learn how to food prep without measurements, right? Especially when we're not baking something that requires a certain um, amount of raising agent and all of that. You're literally making cheesecake. When you're finished with the batter, you pour it into a mold. That's it. If you have too much, you pour it out into something else. But half a pound of cashews would be just fine. Make sure to change the water regularly. No, you don't need to soak cashews beyond 6 hours. Not really, not if you're making something like cheesecake. Um, Another thing, I don't have my tub of oil here, but another thing that you'll add to the cashews apart from the lemon would be maple syrup if you like. You can choose to probably use date sugar instead. I know some people prefer date sugar just because it doesn't add too much liquid, because if it's very liquidy, it's runny, and if the batter is runny, it takes a while to firm up. So you want a firm batter. If you want a firmer batter, you can choose or opt to use date sugar. All right. Yes, we gotta feel it. Yes, feel it. Greetings, peace, Hetsapu Chief Yuya. Thank you so much for being in the space and joining us today. We are making cheesecake. Cheesecake. So thank you for joining us. Always appreciate you stopping by, dropping in, and greeting us and being present. So the last thing I said was you needed coconut oil. Now, the reason you're using coconut oil, right? The reason you want to use coconut oil is because coconut oil freezes once you put it in the fridge. Once it gets cold, it starts to firm up. Now, that's my contention. I love cheesecake. I enjoy some of those raw sweets, right? But I know a lot of people who are transitioning. One of the things that happens is when they transition, it becomes a main staple. They lean on the sweet things and the desserts. So sometimes it's good to have something and know how to prepare it, but it's also important to balance it and to make sure that you're not consuming too much of it. So you may see a lot here, but it will be shared out. It won't be eaten or consumed. Um, but yes, so make sure you add coconut oil. But that's always my contention, right? It's always that thing that I think about, making sure that we're not consuming too much of the desserts that have high fat in them. And cashews already have fat, so you're going to need cashews that are soaked, lemons or limes if you want a pretty white batter, or whiter batter. Pretty white batter sounds weird. Whiter batter. You want to also include some of the maple syrup, as I said, or the date sugar. And you can blend all of that. When you blend it, what you end up having is, so I've already placed mine in a batter. I had to work that out. So I placed mine in a batter already. The batter, sorry, in a tube. Now I'm using this tube, and this icing bag is an icing bag because it makes it really easy. So I'll show you. Makes it really easy to fill or pipe your mold. So my mold still has some water in it. That's fine. It'll be okay. All right. And all I'm going to do is fill. Let me see if I can fill one that you can see really easily. Okay, there we go. Easy. And this one is moving really fast because I added a bit of melted chocolate in there. So the melted chocolate kind of helps to loosen the batter a little bit. So this one you can add anything to this. If you feel for coffee, some people don't like coffee, but some people do. If you feel for coffee, you can literally draw coffee, let it boil down, and you can add a little bit to the batter, and it will give that coffee flavor. Or you can do the same thing. You can boil some chicory roots. Chicory root also has that coffee flavor, along with dandelion, roasted dandelion specifically. And if you boil it down all the way down, you'll end up with a very concentrated flavor that you can use to actually flavor your batter. The other thing I'm reaching for is I'm out of the picture, but back. So the other one is pink. Now, this is a berry combination. I have cherries, blueberries, raspberries in here, fresh, right? You can use frozen if you like. Just melt them and make sure you melt them in a strainer so that all the liquid kind of falls out. And once you blend it, just like you would blend the plain batter or the chocolate batter, you'll add the fresh fruit to help color and flavor. Now, another thing that I enjoy using, or it's so far away. Another thing I enjoy using are natural colors, natural I won't say dyes, but natural colors from fruit. So this is pitaya powder, and pitaya is dragon fruit. So this is pink dragon fruit powder, and I do not have a spoon that I can dip in here, but I'll probably put some on the board for you to see after. But as I pipe it out, you're going to see how bright it makes the batter. I actually find it very fascinating, and if you're making anything for youth, they'll probably really indulge in it, be just because of the color, the bright color. So very pink, very bright. I also included a bit of what's considered pops. What do they call those superfood powders? So there's a superfood powder called Red Stuff that is a combination of dried berries blended, and it is a superfood that you can add to any smoothie, but you can add it to your cheesecake batter. So if you skipped your smoothie this dawning, you can actually have it in your cheesecake. A matter of fact, your smoothies can end up being cheesecake batter, right? Just add some more veggies, maybe add a little bit more nuts, and that makes you have a thicker consistency. So once I fill this in, I'm going to slide a plate under it because this is a mold. It is very flexible. So I'm going to slide a plate under it and place it in the freezer. I can cover it with something else, place it in the freezer. And once it's frozen, it pops out very easily. Really easy. Um, Here is one that I've done already. All right. So with this particular pie, this is the berry. You'll notice that there's a lot of oatmeal on the bottom. So the oatmeal, I used oatmeal for this base. I skipped a step. I forgot. I skipped a step. So let me go back and show you one thing. So I skipped a step. I forgot. I was moving too fast. So for all of the cheesecakes, and you can do cheesecake without a base, right? So the one that I showed you before has no base. I'm going to actually take the pecan and place it inside of the mold to create the base. And yes, I'm using my hands because I'm at home. I am at home. All right. So you want to, again, press all of that dough into, and I'm calling it dough, but it's really just a pecan mix. All right. And press it. Once you press it in, it's pretty easy. And then you just fill on top. There you go. Maybe you have someone who wants less nuts in their dessert. So you would give them the cheesecake without the granola bottom or without the pecan bottom. Right? Without the pecan bottom or any bottom for that matter. Okay. So I have one already done. And all I want to do here is just add anything that I feel like I would enjoy. I created, let me see if you can see some of this. I took some frozen berries and I actually just mix a little bit of maple syrup in them, and that's all you kind of need. If you want to add things like cinnamon and so, you can. And if you do, all it'll do again is just add to the flavor combination. All right, that's all it'll do. Add to the flavor combination. So I just want to add berries to it because now when you do, make sure some falls to the side always because you want some of that juice. You want to add some more fruit to what you're creating. There's chocolate. Does anybody want chocolate? How about chocolate? Chocolate, 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 chocolate. So this is not as soft. If you kept it out longer, it would be softer and you can press things into it. Any items that you want to place on top of your dessert, you can literally press it into there. And this one is lopsided. So this is what we're going to do. we're going to help this slice out by placing something underneath it to prop it up. I don't know if it's going to help. I can add gojis to this if I like, but I think I want to add strawberry flowers to it. So I'll add a few strawberry flowers. And I have kiwi as well too, so maybe add some kiwi. Maybe add some kiwi. Maybe. All right. What else would you like on yours? Now, you can't see all of it. I'm just going to turn it so you can see. Now, I have a few additional pieces. I told you all I made molds. So I'm going to just pop out a few. Now, if you keep them for too long without popping them out when they're firm, they will fall apart, which is what's happening right now. So I'm gonna choose I think I have flowers here, so I'll pop a flower out. Maybe it'll come out faster, easier. And if it doesn't, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. All right, there you go. Right, all right, all right, all right. So that's all. This is all cheesecake. You don't need to add anything else. The only other thing you want to do is to make sure to wipe the edges of your plate for presentation. Make sure everything is in order. I'm doing all of that today too. All right. And the last thing that I have that I would like to add to the cheesecake is chocolate. I actually have chocolate syrup. So I added, okay, so I'll go through the process. I have used chocolate, solid pure chocolate, and I added it to a double boiler. All you need to do to make a double boiler actually is to have a pot, place some water in there, turn it all the way up, place a glass bowl inside of the pot, making sure that the bowl itself does not touch the water. Because what you're allowing is for the steam to heat the glass bowl so that the glass bowl in turn melts the chocolate. When it melts the chocolate, you can use that and you can add some tahini if you like. A little bit of tahini. You can add maple syrup again. Maple syrup is my go-to, as you probably realize. Or you just pour it into one of these containers with a nozzle, because it makes it easy for you to, hold on, give me 1 second, for you to actually, I don't know if y'all could see. Let me see if you could see. Right. So it makes it easy for the syrup or the sauce that you've created. In this case, it's a chocolate sauce with tahini. It makes it very easy. Now, if it's warm, it's much easier to actually move through the nozzle than it is right now. It's acting up. But you could see how easy it is to just create really beautiful desserts at home for anyone, for yourself, so you don't feel like you're missing out at all. You don't feel like you have to go somewhere and purchase something from someone. So this is the berry cheesecake. This again includes the pitaya, which is dragon fruit. That it really, I'll show you. I'll take out a little bit just to show you, and I'll move this one to the side and do another one. This is, can you see this is how pink it is. It is bright pink. And it does remind you, the color, the shade reminds you of pink dragon fruit flesh, right? So they've dried, and this is something you can do too, but I haven't been able to find pink dragon fruit anywhere near where I am to do this. So that's something that you can do as well too. You can create your own powders for coloring. You can do the same with beets. You can do the same with saffron. You just make sure you make sure you have a place, a machine, sorry, to dry them. A dehydrator is great. If you don't have a dehydrator, I am always a fan of the gas stove, because the gas stove has a pilot. It always stays on, it stays warm. You can dry orange peels in there, you can dry just about anything in there over a period of time, and then pulverize them and make your own powders. um, this is a plain cheesecake. We're gonna try and dress it up just a little bit, make it, give it a little bit of a different spin. um, if you have, I don't want chocolate this time, I just want um, berries. So all I'm going to do is add berries to this. Now all of the little, those little cheesecakes actually help. They help to, when you want to embellish your presentation, you want to actually add to it. They're not coming out the way I want them to. I'll choose another one. But they actually help and add, they just add flair to whatever it is that you're doing. So, you know, it doesn't it doesn't hurt. And again, these are actually ice cubes, right? These are little ice, what do you call it, like ice makers, silicone ice makers, so it makes it easy. I'm going to add some berries, goji berries, to the top. I don't know if you could see goji berries on the side. I really like them. These are cold, so they're crunchy. I have some granola, so I'll just add a piece of granola right here, just because that's a hole in here. So I'll just do this on the hole. I'm making it up as I go along, because when you put stuff on things and you just embellish it, you kind of, you go with the flow, you go with the feeling, you go with the vibe, right? That's kind of like what you do. Go with the vibe. You go to vibe. I think I'm gonna add some berry to this, but I am going to put it on the plate so it makes it easier. All right. Which one would you all have? I see a couple people joining us. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer the berry, or would you prefer the one that has chocolate? I added granola to it. It just looks like a wacky design, but that's all right. I'm gonna add some coconut on there. And that's it. That's how easy it is. Again, that's really how easy it is to create your own. Very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Very easy. All right. So we're done. This is our creation. It looks absolutely wonderful. I could dig in. I know it tastes really good. I would like to have the pink one because she says the chocolate. Um, the chocolate, I really would like to add some more chocolate dots to the table, to the plate. Sorry. So I'll do this. I'm having fun. Why not? Why not? Why not? So Kashia said she'll have the chocolate. Deidre, which one would you have? The berry. So yeah, that ends our demo for today. I really appreciate those of you who stopped by, checked in. Greetings, Honey Sweets. Uh, Honey Sweet says yes. Granola adds some crunch. I like it. Yes, lots of crunch, crunch. It does add some crunch to it. It really does. Um, we were talking about the goji berries, right? So a fun fact, fun tip, if you're looking for that crunch and maybe you don't want to indulge in the oats or maybe more nuts, you can actually stick your goji berries in the freezer for a little bit. Once they get cold, the temperature drops, they get cold, they become so crunchy. It's just like, it's a very strange thing. I've never, once I discovered it, I was just like, I'm never going back to, regular room temperature goji berries. So this is the touch of chocolate, along with, I added granola at the top. This has a granola base. It doesn't have a pecan base. And I just added, from frozen berries that are mixed with a little bit of maple syrup on the top, fresh fruits. There's so many other bits of fruit. We have chocolate and other things that you can feel free to add in order to create your own dish, right? So that concludes our presentation for today. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and now I'm going to enjoy eating piece of it, not all of it, piece of it, because I could never eat a whole slice of this. I could never. I can't. I can't. So this is that one. And for those of you who are just coming in, I want to show you the pink one because it's just so bright. It's just so it's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you very much. Thank you for sharing this space with us today. It's always a pleasure. I love doing this. So Sovereign Sundays has become our food demo day. All right. I wanted to show you the other one. The other one, I don't want to lean into the camera too much so you can see all my face and everything. This is the first one I did. So this one is um the berry with chocolates, and I just added the kiwi and everything on there. But these two are made with uh, granola base. All right. So, oh, greetings, 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 greetings. Ima Sequoia, Sister Maxine, peace, welcome. Honey Sweet says, "What can we get? Where can we get samples? Do you sell them?" I do. I do. I supply some of our cheesecake options at Ujama, but you can also, send me a DM and I will definitely um, connect with you. You can go to www.sovereigneats.com. We do take orders from there as well. We have several items on the website that you can purchase. Samples, again, in order to get samples, you'll have to, if you are in Brooklyn and you are at Ujama Health Food Store, which is on Utica, 762 Utica Avenue, between Crown and Montgomery. That is where you can find some of our cheesecakes. We also carry our green skin god drink there as well too. So if you're interested, please let us know. And I'll tell you this, whenever you order from Sovereign Eats, there's always there are samples in your box all the time. You may not get a cheesecake sample though. Sorry, unfortunately. But there are always samples, always samples. Thank you, Honey Sweets, for your question. Where are you? Where are you, Honey Sweets? Where are you located? Where are you located? Yes, thank you, Sister Sequoia. Thank you very much. Beautiful display. Thank you. We got it right this strong. Do you all have any questions? Any questions about the ingredients? Any questions about, maybe the equipment that's needed? I did all of this, as I said before, for those of you who are just coming in. I did most of this just using a um, blender, a high speed blender, and a mortar and pestle. The mortar and pestle, I used it to help grind my granola and to ground down my nuts. So Honey Sweets, yes, you know me. I'm in the Bronx. Okay, just under an alias. Aliases. All right, I'll figure you out. Hold on. Just give me a second, okay? All right, all right. Well, you're not too far away. You're not too far away. All right, great. This I really appreciate you all in the space. I only heard one person, two people. Deidre says she wants the berry, so that's where it is. Kashia, I don't know if it's gonna make it on the express. I don't know if it's gonna make it on the express USPS. I don't know. I don't know, but she wants the chocolate. How about you all? What are some of your favorite flavors? Right? That's something that as I'm looking at all of you in the chat, I'm wondering, like, what are some of the things that you really indulge in and you really like when it comes to desserts? Because I realize people love sweet. They love sweet a lot. That's like you can hook someone through the sweet. Yep, yep, yep. And I wonder about the feel good vibes that you get when you have sweet. Honey Sweet says your brother's friend. I see. I think I know who you are. I won't call your name, but okay, Honey Sweets. Uh-huh. I know you. Yes, I do. Deidre said, okay, Deidre. Okay, Sister Deidre with the banana. Very nice. Okay. Um, you're gonna try that by yourself. I don't know. I love banana, but I like banana in ice cream on ice cream, not in my cheesecake. Oh, banana. Who else is saying banana? I can't understand you all. Why? I don't understand. Banana. Okay, sure. I don't know about banana cheesecake. Okay. I don't know. Maybe slices of banana. I can see how a fruit pie would be nice with banana. I like that. Now that I could do. I don't know about cheesecake, but I know like a fruit pie with the slices of banana, slices of mango. That sounds good. Like I'll do that. I don't know about a banana cheesecake. Sister Sequoia says, I like making lemon vanilla raw cheesecake with blackberries. Stop it. Stop it. You just making me, I feel bad now. I wanted to get some blackberries and I never did. Right? But I love blackberries. Love blackberries. I can inhale them. That's how good they are. Good, good, good. Sequoia says banana is a no. Okay, thank you. Banana is this is team no banana, right? Oh, team banana, go over there somewhere. See, this is team. I am team no bananas, right? Banana-less cheesecakes. Thank you. Deidre says blackberry would be good too once I figure out the plant-based caramel. That would be good. I think a good hack for probably plant-based caramel would be dates with tahini. I think dates and tahini would make a great combination for you to get. And then what do they do? Like caramel and sea salt, so you can kind of what's the thing that people do? I look weird doing it. What is that thing? You can actually add a little bit of sea salt to it, and it might give you that flavor combination that you're looking for. That caramel tahini will give you that. All right. It was great chatting it up with you all. Thank you for jumping on and coming into the space. Yes, no problem, Deidre. You're welcome. I'm glad I could give you a little laugh, Ima Sequoia. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. This is Yarm Rashawn. This is the first day of the strong. Enjoy it, full joy it. Make yourself a little bit of dessert and enjoy that dessert. There's chocolate flecks all over this berry plate, you all. Sequoia says a dash. Yes, just a little, a dash. Peace and power to you all. Wellness is yours. Hold on to it. Hold firm to it. Don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do. When it comes to your food, when it comes to anything, and if you got value from our share today, please like, share, subscribe, and again, share again, right? So share it twice. Share it twice. And if you can find us on Instagram, we're The Sovereign Eats on Instagram. Please, if you see the post, like, share the post with others, and send them right on over to YouTube. We also have the Sovereign Eats podcast, and our podcast always features good, strong dialogue. Our last podcast was actually with one of the sisters who is in the chat right now, Ima Sequoia, and we had a good build around homeschooling and education and nation building. So we had a little bit of conversation around nation building. So you can check that out. The video is actually on our YouTube channel as well too. So you can find the video or the audio, whichever you like, and leave a comment and share some wisdom with Ima Sequoia. Ask her a question, ask me a question. Feel free. Peace and power to you all. Wellness is yours. See you again on Tuesday.